In this live coding session, you're going to see me start to create a simple new type using AI. And the AI gets a little overenthusiastic. It creates too much. It creates tests I don't want. It creates more type code than I want. So let's see how that unfolds and what the AI is actually good at. So I stop using AI for some things and I do use it for other things. Check it out. All right, I'm here. Mudshark's here. We're ready. This is the Quality Coding live stream. Welcome, folks watching after the fact, and hopefully some more folks will pile in as we are coding live. This is live coding. And, oh yeah, for folks watching after the fact, either on Twitch or on YouTube, I'm John Reed. My name is John. I'm a little tired. Having gone to the Northern California Renaissance Fair for the first time yesterday. It was a blast. It really was, but it was really tiring. Anyway, my mind is kind of all over the map. Hi, let me just start again. I'm John. I'm a developer, iOS developer, and I am also a technical coach. My book. Find me on whatever you are, but qualitycoding.org, that's my website there. Check it out if you're unfamiliar. Well, Mudshark, it looks like another quiet day. We are working on multiple rounds of Mastermind, trying to show 10 empty rounds. We have 10 empty rounds showing. But last time we discovered a missing domain concept, and that is the round itself. Because sometimes it should be 1-based, and sometimes it should be 0-based. What do we do? Let's see what we did last time. So there's our domain problem. There is our solution. And that is that we can have a round number or a round something, maybe a round number, to add a type that we are working with primitive. We'll get into all this. No need to belabor it. Avoid depending on implementation details, just search for a particular round. That sort of led into this. And then last time we didn't even touch the AI until the end, when we're like, can we do some refactoring that's bigger than, well, doesn't take much to get beyond Xcode's concepts of refactoring, which is really where AI shines, I think. The bigger the step, the more helpful AI becomes. However, I also just watched Mob Mentality Show with those two guys talking about what they're learning about working with AI. And one warning there is that the larger the diff, the more, like, maybe that's too big a step. Okay, let's get into some code. We are trying to get we're trying to get away from round number as a primitive int, primitive obsession, because it actually has a feature, right? It has domain behavior around human index versus computer indexed. So let's try windsurf this time. Got the tests warmed up. This is what it came up with last time. One-based round domain concept. Proposed solution, create a round number value object. One-based round provides conversion to zero-based index only when needed for array access. Type safety. You know what? Let's see what it does. Let's 4.5 promo. Heck, okay, I'll use the promo one. Go ahead with, here we go. I'm not convinced that we need a test file for round number. This is, excuse me. This is a thing I think people don't understand about TDD. And that is that unit tests, well, people mean different things by unit tests, and Kent Beck just avoids the term entirely. And one of the things that people think when they think unit test is that if there is a type foo, if there's a type round number, then there ought to be a round number tests. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Hey, Michaela. Thanks for dropping in just to say hi. It's always nice to have you breeze through. It's a quiet day, Michaela. Look, it's just us. Where'd everybody go? Have I scared everyone off? Do I need to promote this more? I don't know. But we'll have fun. So maybe because we're starting with why don't we let it create the tests, and then maybe we'll get rid of them. We'll see how valuable they are. That's the other thing, is to keep Swift connection. Where's that? It's really kind of sad, but it's the state of the world that all the Swift conferences, except for Chicago, are out of the US. Wow, enjoy. Enjoy, enjoy. Where did it create the test? I'm a little concerned about that. Okay, put it in round number tests. Why is it thinking about changing the project structure? Because this is a modern... Take care. This is a modern project where the contents of the files are not listed in the project. These are, what are they? Groups? Hey, Marcus. Welcome. So right off the bat, it seems to be getting confused, or I'm getting confused about what it's trying to do and why the test file was in the wrong location. It says having put the test file in the right location. Oh, no, no, no. Don't you dare. Stop. Okay. Marcus, you're starting a new project, I saw. Are you thinking about it? Um, about a command line to create a new project. I'm curious, like, I suppose this would have various options to configure it. Say, do you want not just like make a new project? Anybody can just do that these days. But like, do you want so a wizard like thing? Do you want this? Do you want that? I hadn't even heard of Adwaita until you posted about it, and I went to check it out. I have no idea what Playdate is. Um, so that's, I think it's a cool idea. Hmm. Yeah, I think, you know me, tools. Tools are good. All right, let's, yes. Ooh, ooh, you are thinking way ambitiously. Way to go. Nice, nice. So, what is its problem? Like, these tests are here and they should fail to build. Oh, I see the problem. Alas, it seems adding a new file when you're using this type of nested domain, uh, nested test folder thing, which I really like. I think it is valuable to. I'm I'm gonna follow from the side. My life is about to turn upside down. Heck, I'm canceling next week's stream because grandchildren are invading, and then I hope to be back on. So I am going to be observing with interest, and maybe I'll take pot shot like recommendations. Check it out. You're gonna have to come up with a good name. So the problem and the reason Windsurf was like, oh, it's in the wrong folder and so forth. Nice. Xcode in general is not keen on the style of embedded test folders, multiple inside of the production code. I like it because it keeps the domain tests, whatever group you have, it keeps them together. Like the domain tests are right in the domain. The UI related tests are right in the UI section. And the problem is that when you add a new file, we need to change the target membership. You don't get that for free. I wish it would. So let's add that and delete that. And let's review the tests. Creates first. Also, it's using XC-test. That seems like a bonk, something to stop right there. I fixed the project. Use change change use XC-test only for UI related tests. Change this to Swift testing. They do? It said, I'm looking at this. I see that the existing domain tests still use XC-test. And is that true? Why, there's one. Okay, so we've got, yes, there's more than one. All right. Hey, Eric. Party is slowly winding up here. So now it has converted it, creates round number from one base value. I may play with these names, but let's look at what it's doing. Round number 1 has a value of 1. Round number 1 has an array index. That's a nice name. Yeah, I was thinking human index, computer index, but value versus array index. Equatable? Hashable? I mean, let's let it go ahead, but yes, the view inspector tests I would expect are all down in here in the UI section. The domain stuff, I'm not sure why. Maybe it is what it is. Normal versus Lua. Now, one thing that it is doing, which is not TDD, but it might be trivial just to let it continue, is instead of making a single test, it has made several. Has it made too many? I think so. Maybe, maybe not. But I figure let's let it carry on. Because this is so trivial. This is not the hard part. Creating this type, we could have done it easily. Stop. Is first, it must compile but fail the tests. It may be overthinking. It may be too much to have array index, but it's kind of what I was thinking. And yet maybe it's only in one place? Yeah. Is that too much? I don't know. So far, this feels like way too much. Like, really all it needs was a type, but I kind of want to see what it does. I also want to see what windsurf does. Test succeeded. I mean, you silly goof. First, it must compile but fail the tests, and it jumps right to the tests are passing. Stop. Like, stop. Starting to think that this is too small of a step for AI to really be useful. Ultimately, we want a boxed thing. And this looks, I think, I think it's too much. Here we go. Bada boom. I think it's too much. Like, I don't even want these tests. What are they even still doing there? Thank you. Okay. Grr. Let's try again. We have a round, so we need a round number. Let's start with a simple boxed type, shall we? A value type, round number. I mean, that's it. Like, isn't that it? Can we make the box orange? It was doing round number, equatable, hashable, like, I'm sorry, like, it was doing too much. And I think that's all we need is a boxed value. Let's add this. Nothing's calling it, but it should just build just fine. Now, I added my own implementation of round number. Forget testing it. Seriously, why would you test such a thing? One of the things that I think startles people as they work with me at work is I'm the guy who's always going, where's a test for this? Where's a test for this? Where's a test for this? But every once in a while, I will come in and say, this doesn't need tests, or these tests don't add any value. Marcus is just being Marcus. He's in a good mood today. He's got a new idea. He's excited. As he should be. We are refactoring. So tests, that should be all we need. You know what they say about BDD? It's just TDD. Done right. I'll update the rounds class to use round number. Okay, now it's going to make sweeping changes, and now I think the AI is going to be more helpful. Let us review what it is doing so far. Okay, so round number is a round number, which gets passed in. Accept. Cool. And looks okay. One self rounds mapping round number in round. Okay. And that's one based. There's our one use. Like if this is the only place where it needs zero-based indexing, adding a method for it, maybe not. On it goes. On we continue. Here, let's make it so that we can see. One based, not zero based. This looks like it might be zero based depending on what it's counting. But let's keep going. And now lots of tests. Not lots, just one. Or a few. Still coming in, it looks like. All right. Drum roll. You know, if it passes, I'm fine. Looks good. Stop there. I want to commit what we have. I'll do it myself. I could ask it, but I don't want to interrupt its flow. Few indeed. That was a lot. But each change was easy to review. And I think I don't like working in a pull request world, but it's where I have to live right now. And there's a balance between, well, how big or small a pull request should be. Well, what's the smallest pull request? It's one line. One line. I like that, and I think it's valuable. Bigger, and you know, if you can see what's going on, if you're still able to mentally grasp what's going on and be confident with each change, go for it. As soon as it gets 60 files, yeah. So number of files would be a lot. Number of lines would be like, you know, don't give me 1,000-line diffs. I say, having made one. I won't get into that. The number of lines ought to be. Oh, GitHub has nothing to do with it, Marcus. It's strictly. It's strictly a cultural thing of people not wanting to code together. But I committed. I commit at each green step and did so manually. Continue. Oh, 60 files, yeah. Now, 1,000-line diffs are right out. 100 lines? Heck, even 10 lines, if you don't understand it, then it's not something, right, you can approve. The understanding is critical. It's not a human in the loop. It's the human in charge. We are not trying to do computer AI-driven coding. We are trying to do augmented human coding, where the tools are helping us. But it's us. We are the ones. All right. It didn't find anything else to do. So that is pretty nice. And it's saved a lot not to do this. Let's capture some of this. AI can overthink Also AI. AI likes unit tests when I don't care. Meaning one-to-one. Everything ought to have a test file for it. No. Oh, good call, Mudshark. Not the number of lines. It's the number of different changes. Woo. And I think we should apply that same principle then to augmented coding. AI changes. One change. One of the things that drives me nuts is people not making PR descriptions. Not even having a good title. Just leaving a ticket number on there. And I'm like, please don't make me read a ticket. The ticket's going to have more details in there than I want to know. Give me the reason. Give me the headlines. Make it TLDR. Yeah. I saw the thing. I asked for like more explanation, and it just like, no, it generated the description. I'm like, I don't want a generated description. I want your description. Well, phew, we managed to make it through that. Still kind of puzzled about a couple of places though. Let's see. Let's see what this is. This looked funny to me. Kodo merge. I've had it say useful things maybe once or twice. Mostly when it is looking at where are the danger points. It thinks it's like you know, for example, it would be in this context. The indexing is wrong when clearly, if you look at the change, it's right. Or no, it gets more stupid than that. It will say this thing is missing when it's right there. Yeah. Most of the time, I think it's drunk. So for each index, foreground color round. So here is round that takes an index. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. Give me the why. Yeah. Also love comments. Also don't love comments. Comments can be great if they describe why, not if they're just stating what the code states. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this looks all funny like to me, that we have this concept of a round number. This is, let's make sure we're looking at the right thing here. This is the code guess view. So those are the circles. Wait, it's hard to know. Is there a way to, let's see, I don't have a preview on this. But if I switch to turn on debugging for run real quick, note comments describing potential issues. Oh, I kind of want to see this. Let's note. So that's a nice thing. I assume this is your name, right? Or your ID here. So that you're annotating annotating the note with who to talk to, whose concerns to allay. Very nice example. All right, I wanted to see I just want to investigate this. Is it really not going to let me? Okay, here I'm showing my lack of understanding. You can tell I'm a UI kit guy. Does he have other annotations? I'm curious. What else besides note? If you can point to a thing, I'd like to see. I kind of thought I could see like what was what, but I forget that when we're just pulling it up in the debugger is not going to help, because this is not the way to, this is going to have the compiled views. Not helpful, John. What I really need is to look at, I see, the game screen, for example, and inspect it. In a preview. Previews for SwiftUI. Not debug, pausing it to see how things are rendered. Not helpful for SwiftUI. Previews, painfully slow. Considering how tiny this project is, really surprising. Here we go. All right, now I should be able to see. I thought I could see. There. Double click? You're going to make me double click things? Okay, so this is the code choice view. This is the code. No, this is the round view. But if I look at round view, probably don't have a preview for it, which might not be great. It doesn't seem very helpful. Can we have one? How hard would it be? Round view takes a game and the round number. Now will you do it? Quite. Constant, maybe. I want a clearer view of what's what here. I'm still puzzled, you see, about the size. Round size is throwing me off. What's the heck's the size of a round? It's the guess count? That doesn't help me at all. Okay, so it looks like this zero-based thing, looking at round size, which threw me off, is in fact just how many guesses do you get? The secret size. Grr. So I'm going to chalk this up to a bit more confusion. That round size is not what we want. It's the number of guesses. It's the let's make a better name. It's not the number of tries. It's the number of it's the size of the secret. How about we ask for some help? We are looking in code guess view. And let's use to close others, close this. Huh? It's inside a round view. Let's use AI's other strength, language. And let's create a new context. Always be creating new contexts. This is confusing. It's actually the size of the secret. So it's the guesses. Guesses for a particular round. I don't want it to make any changes. Suggest a few name improvements. Could probably say all that better, but hopefully it can figure things out. Top recommendations: guess length, code length, code size, number of pegs. So this is nice. You know, folks use generative AI for a lot of things. I'm using it more to help me write blog posts. The last blog post I wrote, I said, go for it. And it suggested a whole bunch of stuff that I'm like, no. And I rejected it all and wrote it from scratch. But it helped me get started, right? It broke through my block. But how about here? Guess length, code length, peg count. In context, what do you think? Code guess view. For each up to the guess length. What's most domainy here? Pegs. Pegs are peg count. Length by its, you like length, huh? Code. Well, we can try it and see. And I don't want it to do the renaming. I do think it might be peg count. In terms of Mastermind itself, these are pegs. I mean, the problem is these are pegs too, but those are feedback pegs. These are guess pegs or code pegs. But this is the code guess view. It's not the feedback. So we've got the feedback view elsewhere. You know, that's kind of funny also. It was a little confusing to me. You saw me try to open up the file code guess view, and there was no such file. And I think there ought to be. Why don't we start there? Let's take advantage of something Xcode is pretty good at these days, and that is to cut that and come over here and paste it. And then make it not private. And that, let's see, it needs view. So UI, not, no. Right, this ought to fly through. It makes it a little easier to find. Now that we have that, it's funny that it's the peg count for the round, because the round doesn't change the peg count. Code length. Code guess view. And let's try peg count. It does seem funny to me to query the round for the peg count, but the round is all this has. For each, and the index is it feels funny. But this is better than what we had, so let's commit it. We can always keep refining, but if something is an improvement, we ought to go for it. Index. I think we can make this better. Index, what index? This is the at least it's a peg index, if nothing else. Now it's zero based, or one here it's zero based. So, and then we convert it here to a one based thing. Ah. Rename. That's better. But it's still funny. But it is about time. Is there another domain concept hiding? I don't know. This was interesting that we didn't need all that stuff. We didn't even use an index. Should we? Thinking in terms of like getting all small talkish, maybe we should have this round number index. Why don't we do it? Just for kicks. Round number. Oh, there's something else we wanted. This was an assertion. Right? Correct? This adds something more than just a type boxing. This creates definite check. Now, assert, is this which? I forget which one is which. Which one gets compiled away? To check for invalid usage in release builds, see precondition. Just crash. Assert seems like the good one. Okay, so this is good. Add, wish there were a better name, bounds checking to round number. And then we can say yes. And that'll fly in. This is better. This is better than just a box. We've got bounds checking. We have index as opposed to value. I think this is clear. Also, notice, no tests for it. Absolutely none. Shocking. And there we have it. Oh, wait. Further thoughts. What else did we observe? Is good at naming suggestions. At suggesting names. So use it for that. Anything else off the top of your head? We're about to wrap it up. Hey, other folks who have dropped in. Marcus, Mudshark, Eric. Going once. Going twice. Waiting for lag. Sold to the man in the red hat. All right. Thanks for joining. Folks who've watched this whole thing, give it a like, give it a subscribe, give it a follow, give it a comment, whatever, to train the algorithms and to give me a little feedback that you're out there and that this matters. I will be off next Sunday, and then I intend to be back after that. So thank you very much for joining. It's going to be busy. And I love it. Absolutely love it. Anything else I want to say? Nah,